Ayo.
There you
Alright.
are.
Yeah, we're currently live at the moment. I'm just doing a few quick things.
Okay, the stream
Which
hasn't come
Did
up
you
on my
take
screen
care
yet.
of the rest of your laundry, by the way?
I did.
Okay. I just remembered that.
Great start. Anyway.
Bam.
Alright. Alright, let's move the camera back to us.
Get this going. Hey! Hello, and welcome to Sunday Stream. You know what that means?
We already have 5 viewers. Cool.
Roleplay
Welcome back
Rants.
to the stage of history.
You might want to move over a little bit so you're not
Alright, you're
shoulder checking the corner here.
Right.
I'll move over slightly. Roleplay Rants! Alright, hold on. I gotta turn.
Time for awkward movements off the beanbag chair.
Abel, what's up? I need to turn mags up a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, because I had you down for 10%, because last time you popped in, you were, like, breaking the windows.
Yeah, I'm using a different source this time.
But now we can hear you, and Fluff should be good.
Yeah.
Am I?
Keep
Am
it
I
consistent
really?
From every other time.
7 viewers, yeah, I guess all the roleplay people are in here now. So, for...
I may have promoted a little bit.
I'm not okay. My car died today. Or I think it's dead. On the verge of it.
Let me see if I... because I did say I was going to do it.
Anyone with car troubles today? I live with perpetual car trouble.
Oh, yeah, right.
I just had to change my battery recently.
I'm trying to...
What are you?
Oh, yes. There we go. Gotta give a review. So I said I was going to do a shout out here.
Get loose, right? Meow.
So we'll do a shout out real quick.
Shout out to Killing Gamer Media.
Dang it, it did not work.
I saw something with a bright meow flash on the screen.
I don't know.
Right meow.
Right meow? Alright, so that didn't work.
Listen
so
here, meow.
I'll just do
meow.
copy link address and I'll just post it in chat directly. Bam!
Hey, there it is.
So that's Kilted Gamer Media. Since we're talking about roleplay stuff, they're actually part. That's Tier Latch. Tier Latch is Twitch right there.
Love the.
Yay for chair.
Oh yeah, Tier Latch. Tier Latch. We know. People from our role pages know where we're from. And since we're on that subject, I'm going to post the site that we're mostly going to be ranting about. Because that's where we all roleplay.
You spell it right. There you go.
Yeah.
Higgins.
Shut up, Lou. That's the place. Rollpages.com. Since I told Dragon that I would advertise that.
Yay.
So yeah, this is Roleplay Rants.
Welcome.
Yes, welcome. And for all the newcomers, welcome to Team Unstreamable.
Yes.
Yes,
Be
welcome.
sure to subscribe to Team Unstreamable and to the YouTube channel Unlockable Content.
But trying to think where we could start off.
Well, I guess we could talk about some of our characters. Like, just introduce them.
What's funny is that for so many times we do streams, you guys, Fluff and Mags, you feel like you're kind of on the on the outside of things because Ellie and I are here together and we talk about things from from our past together as friends and things going on there. But I'm the one on the outside for this one because I actually don't participate on role pages. So any character that I talk about will be a completely separate entity to the rest of you.
I'm on the outside.
Hitting with a Stained reference.
All right, we'll start with the roll pages, peeps here. And your guys' characters.
Okay, who wants to start?
Hey, yokai. Hey.
What's up, Matt? You okay?
I guess.
Sorry.
Okay, I guess I'll go first if that's okay.
Yes.
Go for it.
All right, so I'm Button Masher, but you guys know me as Magicia, or at least you roll pages peeps do. And I also play Akane and Violetta.
Violetta. So, well, your Mags is like you're starting and like.
Well,
original,
she's not like my first roll pages character, but she's the first one that I really kicked off with. Before then, my main character was I don't know if anyone remembers an Annabelle
Don't mind me
Oddman,
just putting on-
who was Robert Oddman's daughter,
Oh yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
and then also Rosu the dragon.
Okay, and Fluff, you're up now.
Hello. I am Fluff, or as one of my characters would say, "Hi, I'm Fluff." Fluff like clean, Fluff like meat.
You have others.
So yes, I do play everyone's second favorite Eldritch abomination, the Fluff Maids. I also have an account for their pet Velociraptor, or
Oh
rather,
God,
you,
Helvigan has joined. Wisebot has announced that Helvigan has joined the chat.
and thus it's all over. Let me see, who else do I have on here? There's Pyramid, the barbarian with the door as a shield.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I
the
forgot to
magic
mention
door.
Sabran. I'm sorry.
Everyone forgets about it.
What's up, Hel?
There's
Welcome to
Matt
chat.
Black, he's a cowboy from space. There's the most recent character, Tsubame, otherwise known as Dick Kickham. You all know what I mean. I've been kicking your shit in for the last couple of weeks.
We're talking about the plot that's going on in the site.
Okay.
Rare characters.
I'm just imagining a character that Sparta boots a door every time he wants to walk in.
Sounds about right.
Tsubame's thing is one of the very first in-character actions I did is they kicked someone in the balls so hard they bled out.
And then
And the reaction to it wasn't, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit it hard." It was, "Ha, I'm putting that in the scrapbook."
right. So
God, I could go on forever. I have too many fucking characters.
you're why. Yeah, and you have me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
then there's
Skittles has a
me.
speed for
Everybody
character.
knows me as either Sicky, also known as Cyclides, who everybody in the site pronounces differently, depending on who you talk to.
Cyclopas.
Slates.
Cyclides, Sissy, Flaky,
You
Slogan,
sick bastard.
Sick
Very
Bastard.
uncle.
I also play Miro, and all the Valencias.
Sick ladies.
Sick ladies. Sick ladies. There you go. Helv. Who I play Mora. I play Necros, who's the crowd favorite currently because of the trolling. My hidden characters, Ruka. Arrow's favorite. Eularia. my adaptoid bounty hunter that I keep breaking his stuff with.
All
I'm
right.
pretty
both
sure
of
I'm
you-
missing names because I have so many of them, but those are the main important ones.
I almost forgot the most important one of all.
Nitsu.
Other members of the Okuyama, but you forgot to bring up Nitsu, the prettiest one.
Yes, sir.
Meep meep.
Jeez.
Well, I
But
had
yeah.
also forgotten to bring up Sabrend, so oops.
It happens.
Oops.
We have a large list. We tend to forget them sometimes. Oh, Aziel. There we go. That was another one. And Lou, you tie into this a bit.
Yeah, that's with Aziel and Talbot.
Talbot.
Yeah. So we Ellie and I. It started. Well, you had your character already set up,
Yeah, Aziel was already kind of.
but then Ellie and I were playing Soul Calibur, and I just felt like making a new character, and I started designing this one character, just freeforming it, and halfway through. We just started getting this feeling that like my character and Aziel were connected, so I don't know where I pulled the name Talbot from, but I made Talbot, and now I have Talbot, your estranged half brother.
Yeah, half human brother, because their father liked to dick around.
Yeah, well, it was a demon ritual thing.
Yeah. But
Sabami has a solution for that.
Yeet.
Gwen, welcome.
Hey, Gwen's here.
Hey, boo!
Sup, Gwen?
What's up?
Gwen
What's
actually
up?
gets to see Sicky, Necros, and everybody else that they know. Gwen probably knows me best as the Flesh because she played with the box.
Box.
She opened the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box, man? What's in the box, man?
But yeah, this is roleplay rents. So
Watching the delay. My face.
Welcome to the chat, everybody from Roll Pages. This is Fluff,
yes, it is. That is
lead
a role.
and master of prop comedy.
God damn it.
Everything keeps going back to talking about that from movie night.
So I know we all have previous stories that we can tell. Let's try not to name any names, but yeah.
Yeah, I won't bring up anyone ever.
But
You can tarnish your reputation.
like, if we can go, there are a couple tangents that we can go on. Is oh my god, metagaming. God, I fucking hate
Metagaming.
so much. It's like, hi, so and so, I know your name. I legit had somebody in chat in OOC, like this was years ago, on the old site, when I questioned like, how do you know my character's name? You mentioned my character's name, like, and address them in character, and you're like, how do you know? They're like, I can read. Oh my god!
There's Terry.
And the man himself, who created Roll Pages, Dragon Tears, is in chat.
Oh wow, this is prestigious now.
Woo! Whatever, Terry.
I love Whizbot.
Welcome to the stage of history.
All
yeah.
rise for the Terryverse anthem.
I hold a glass. I'm sorry I finished it too soon.
Terry. Terry's the best.
Thanks.
I'm not gonna sing the rest right now.
Sings.
This is our plan all along. We're gonna kill off the other half of the show so we can take over.
Right?
Oh man, I forgot to pour myself a drink for that.
But yeah. Sings. There was Dragon, you're going in character in my chat. You know what? I can't even complain.
Nope. It's being typed out. Why not?
Thank you, Terry.
What I'm gonna get for one of these things, actually, because we interact with the chat a lot here. You will complain soon enough. Is I'm gonna get
I'm
a
sure you will.
app for the video that can actually show the chat on video, so people know that we're talking to.
Yeah.
But Don't get me banned on Twitch, please.
That'll come in handy if our projects, the ideas for roleplay rants work through getting the text thrown up on there. We're not going to talk about what those projects might be. We'll have to wait and see if they happen.
Get them all
with
banned.
your continued support.
Though, highlight of this video is if Wisebot or Nightbot auto bans Dragon for specific words. And now that I say that, I'm waiting for the chat to just spam. Wisebot.
Oh,
But yeah,
Oh,
they said my character's name, and the response is like, "How do you know my character's name?" They're like, "I can read." I'm like,
boy.
okay. Just because you can read the chat doesn't mean you know what my thing is. What's the policy on saying egg in chat? Don't make me add that to the to the list, help.
Too late. I'm gonna do it.
Because I have to actually.
Wifey, don't
Fluff's
encourage
account
that.
on here does have mod privileges. He can ban people.
Oof.
Don't ban me.
Yay, Magua! What about your guys' experiences with metagaming?
Where can I
knew we
even
had a few from
begin?
the old days.
Oh, yeah.
In college.
I can think of. I have one story in particular. I'll wait.
I think my favorite example of that was there was a long period of time, I think it was about the course over the last year, where basically everyone was trying to come up with ways to either corrupt, take over, use, or make a knockoff of the maids.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I remember that.
Is that metagaming though, really? Or is that just impersonation?
Yeah, part of it was they were specifically coming up with characters designed to fuck with me, and that was kind of sad.
Aww. I've had we had that one person who like kept like spawning and gender bending other people's characters, and they got a hold of Siki and got really chewed out for it.
Sorry about my phone. I've got a roleplay going on.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Had to reply.
Like butler characters.
That was actually on the list at some point, Tiri, yes.
Mr.
Belvedere.
Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere.
You're going to go to war with me. Mr. Belvedere.
Mr. Belvedere.
Actually, if I'm
Mr.
remembering
Bean.
correctly, I think the actor that played Mr. Belvedere,
Take it away.
was the same one that played
Alfred.
the director in the original Producers.
Sounds about right.
I heard a swear.
Okay, I just fell in lava and lost
We have
all my crap.
a roommate playing Minecraft behind us.
I'm actually gonna head out so I'm not interrupting your guys anymore.
Thank you.
She was so perfectly hidden behind Wolf, I didn't even notice her for a second there.
I'm a ninja.
What does that say about me? How much
It
space
says
am
that
I
you're in
covering?
front of the camera positional wise.
Mags, what's
There's an
your
art term for this, I forget it, but there's an art term for it.
Mags, what's your experience with metagaming?
All right, so of course, not using any names here, but during a huge story arc for an upcoming event, I knew something that was going to be scripted for it, and I didn't want to tell one of the people I was working with at the time about it because they have a tendency to use that knowledge. And then they got mad at me for not giving that
I
information.
think Dragon already called it out.
Yeah, I'm totally not using names, Tiri.
Yeah.
It's
We
okay, he
will
did
be
it
the
for
better
you.
people
He
here.
did it for you.
Tiri's not a better people, though.
Love
We
Ruby.
love him for it.
Oh, you know what?
I
Because
can't
the
get in
name is
trouble.
popping up,
I'm
I
not
have
the
to
one
do
that used the name.
Oh, because okay, you're gonna bring the R Ruby out,
Yes,
our
we
pet.
have a Ruby right. God, Felix just bolted at the door as soon as he saw me.
I think it's okay to like call out Ruby because at this point it's become like I don't know.
It's a meme.
It's not only a meme,
We
but
have a Ruby too.
yeah, this is our Ruby, the our little fluff ball.
Look at the screen.
I'm just waiting for them to come on
Look
the
at the
screen. Oh my
screen.
gosh, what is that? Oh my gosh, it's a ferret!
I'm going to try and
That's
communicate
one
with
of
him.
the two.
One of the two.
And Felix is sitting there.
But yes, this is Ruby. We named Ruby
didn't know I
after
watched
the
it that high.
anime show, though.
Oh yeah.
It's a
Oh my
W.
gosh,
This is
she's
Ruby
so
with a W.
cute.
I'm trying to think. What else? What else?
Okay. So one of these people got into the Discord. Well,
Alana.
Oh.
who was added to the Discord?
Yokai.
Check. Mad Yokai. Yeah, we know.
Mad
We know.
Yokai.
We know who they are.
Yeah.
I don't.
They are. Actually, you know more information about them.
I'm Yokai's cool. Yeah, I've
The
met
ferrets
him
are
several
multiplying.
times at conventions and through
Oh
YouTube
my
stuff.
god! There's
And there's
another
Felix, yes.
Oh, I almost smacked him in the face. It's like as I'm waving rapidly, his head moves in between my hands.
Actually, Yokai, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to let you know we just finished filming the episode for Anime Test Run based on your
Recommendation.
Your recommendation.
Yeah. But
Right.
He
I
nips.
need you to. I need you to take them. We are doing things.
You didn't hold him for a minute.
11 whole viewers. Woo! Do do do.
I think that's a new milestone.
Yeah, we're popular.
It's because I'm here, darlings. Don't
Oh,
mistake it for anything
Shut up, me
else.
too.
Save the ferret.
I got her.
It's the
Hey,
ferrets.
Sings. Hey, Rainer, what's up?
Ah, woo.
There you go.
Gotcha. It's squirmy. Okay.
Come here, baby.
Do not worry. I know how to calm the ferrets. I speak ferret.
Don't do it. Damn it.
Woof, do not insult the great ancestors.
No.
Another problem that we always tend to run into with is like
Hi.
oh yeah, the the multiple kings of hell.
That was fun.
Well, we
bet has a
also
fun solution to
have
it, too.
multiple, like, infinite hells, so at least we have a coverage.
Oh yeah,
Fine,
you have
the
the
best.
multiple hells, but there's also like we do have like a lore like a canonical leader of the entire multiverse of hells, and then they kept making more of those. It's like I roll hells. Which one? All of them.
Only the ones you've seen.
Right.
My Lord of Hell is the
Unless
best.
I'd
What's
be
better
like,
than you,
"Oh,
brother?
you too?
You too? Yeah. And then you have like the gratuitous power up people. What was something that was arguing through narrative. That was one of them.
Oh, like recently with the thing with the stuff.
Yeah, when you're
Abraham.
when you're not even when your character's not voicing a thought and you're not really talking, you're just kind of like, narrating what's going on, and then somebody responds to that with their own narrative to go against you for some reason. And it's like, really? Like, I'm not even talking to anybody. It's literally itself like a localized thought.
Thought.
Words on screen need to be responded to for some reason. It's just
The other time when I was playing, there's another character, Vesper. When I was playing Vesper, and the other vampire girl was responding to my narrative explaining how Vesper took control. Where are you
Siri
gonna kill
wants to know
someone with
when
all
you're
those
going
weapons
to
on the wall?
kill someone with all the weapons on the wall.
Yeah.
that's our insurance to keep problems out of the chat.
That is a nice collection, though.
Isn't
Thank
this
you.
a snuff Twitch channel? What the fuck?
So, but
Only when I
backtracking,
run
just because
into-
I had
Gotta
something I
remember,
wanted to chime in
Master
on
of
about
Plot Comedy.
the god modding
Oh yeah, the god modding.
was less coming across it and more being accused of it. I'm not really sure. I almost don't know which one is worse. It's this is back when we were in college and we were doing that like knockoff Sword Art Online.
Oh yeah, the sort of
Well,
online
what-
thing.
So I made up a character that was a self-aware NPC. Or it was weird. He was like he wasn't self-aware. He didn't realize he was an NPC. That was his problem.
He thought he was a player.
Thought he was a player because of the glitch in the game. So he had the way I designed him was that he had this like actual immense power because he was an NPC. So he was part of the game's filing system, but he wasn't aware of it. He didn't know how to tap into his gaming program. So he had these very clear limitations built into him, even though he had all this locked potential. And as soon as I made up this character and I shared the concept with all the role players involved, everyone was just like, "You are so broken. You are just going to like break this game, this role play. You are going to just god mod everyone." It's like, what?
And like I helped you like develop the limitations so it wasn't so like overpowered and everything.
And everybody was still accusing me of everything. Like they thought the character concept was great, but they're like, "You can't play this character." Like, thanks for the faith in thinking I can't play this character.
And like that was a recurring problem I always felt I ran into when it came to like playing Siki and a few of my and Mora and all that was everybody's like, "Oh, it's overpowered." I'm like, "No, I just developed this character for like 13 plus years and I know how to work it."
And I mean, I think, all right, like I'll give them credit to the fact that while it was a cool idea, Matrix Sight was a little overpowered.
Yeah, I do that. You
but
can see like the weaknesses of things.
Yeah,
and all that.
Matrix, because he was an NPC and part of the coding, he was able to see the coding, kind of like Neo in the Matrix. So I called it Matrix Sight. That was
the numbers makes it. What do you mean?
I'll admit that was a little
that was a little broken. Yeah,
a little broken, but I still made it work because it was his I designed it to be his like one-time use power for a day.
Yeah.
So I still put like a limitation on it. It was, but whatever. It was year. I still really
this is
love
Pathfinder broken.
I still really love that character though. I would love to do something with that character again. It's been years since I ever touched it.
I remember like we made a roleplay club as well, and this was during the time, and we had like a remake of the Realms of the Citadel. And we had all of our different characters, and we had one person who was new, who jumped in on it, who had a vampire hunter, and got really broken with it, and like auto hitting, and like, no, you can't do that. We're explaining this, and then as I'm explaining the rules, we had somebody who was just kind of sitting in, to the roleplay club. Starts defending this person, like, "Oh, you're being a bully. You're, pointing them out." And I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, "No, I'm explaining what they did wrong and why it's wrong and how to avoid it." Yeah. And they got like, so pissy at me.
We also LARPed like a lot of the Citadel.
Yeah. I think my favorite section or LARP was one of our newbies who decided, "Hey, let's attack a level 5 guard." And they're like, "I'm gonna fight it," and everybody just looking at each other like, "You sure you want to do that?" Because this was actually a Dragons Dungeons and Dragons quick thing that we did,
right?
And
that wasn't the time that I knocked him out with the booze, was it?
No, that was when we were just hanging around.
Oh, okay.
This is when David.
Oh.
This was David.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
In the club, we opened both of the rooms, so we had enough room for
David.
it. Some people just have been doing something so wrong for so long; it's hard to convince them how to play by the rules. Well, yeah, that is true. But this person's never role played before, like neither of them. And so we had a person who hasn't role played before, who's being explained, like how things are done, and then we have another person beside them who never role played before, defending the fact that they did something wrong, and then I'm a bully for explaining the rules.
Yeah, I've had that issue recently, though, on role pages, actually, where I was saying, shouldn't we be allowed to, like, explain to someone if they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing in a role play? And then I had someone say, no, that's bullying.
That's not bullying, that's teaching. There's a difference.
I know.
I know nothing.
I'm sorry, I deprive you of your ignorance. Like, really?
Ignorance is the lack of knowledge. Stupidity is the unwillingness to learn.
Right? Like, you guys with Paracosm Chat just seem to attract, like, all the unwanted, and, like, all of them
Yeah, that's
know.
why we had to make our location private. Membership request
like
only,
I still
because we
get
just kept
notifications for the T1 temple, even though I haven't used it in like ages.
course, you haven't been able to get on in ages, so.
Yeah, I also haven't been able to get on in ages, but like with this, it gives me an incentive to like.
If that ignorance back, I was using it.
No, you
That
cannot
is
have the
actually-
ignorance back health. It's mine now.
Yeah, hell.
You cannot give back knowledge once learned.
And
Suffer the knowledge.
mine and Fluff's favorite topic,
Oops.
and also Cheerlatch's favorite topic:
Kilts.
OCs versus non-OCs.
Oh boy, let's get controversial.
I don't care. And for explanation for people watching who don't know what that is, OC original character versus non-original character. We role pages tend to go through trends. Let's see, we had a Naruto character trend, a Bleach character trend that came and went. We had a My
The
Little
Star
Pony
Trek
one that
trend.
popped in out every now and then, where My Little Pony characters are
That's
coming
always
out.
fun.
I
Star
have
Wars and
seen
Star
more
Trek,
Lokis
Star
and
Wars and
Thors
Star
than there
Trek
have been
bounce in and
movies
out.
about Loki and Thor.
Oh yeah. Now, my argument for this is if you're playing an already made character and you're playing that character as it was made, cool. If you can work that into, the multiverse thing and, play them as they are, that's cool. But when you take a character, and I'll just say like Iron Man, and completely act out of what he would do, then it's just make your own character. Is what I say. Like, make an Iron Man like character if you want to play Iron Man, and now before I go on, let me pause myself. Using your own character in a created universe is different, though.
Yeah, like a fan character is
Yeah,
different.
if you have a character that you designed completely from the ground up from Naruto universe, that's cool.
Yeah, if you make your own X-person, X-Man, X-Man, then that, and you make them work within the confines of the X-Man universe, that's fine.
Yeah, like that, because it's still your character. It's still
Yeah.
something you came up with. I mean, me personally, I don't do that because universes have limitations that sometimes I don't want to follow.
My favorite method when it comes to making characters that are more or less blatantly inspired by something else is to use the killer instinct method. You take the traits and the ideas, the tropes that make that character fun,
Yeah.
and you build something around it. Like Barramud. Barramud was originally thought up around the time that Tusk was released for Killer Instinct, the big barbarian guy with the giant sword.
Right.
What's Barramud? Big barbarian guy with a giant sword. So, I rolled with it. I took the things I liked from the character, I added things to remove the things I didn't like, and added a little bit of my own spin,
Oh
and
yeah.
it turned out really fun.
Yeah, Gwen just like I play a lot of known OCs, but I do try to stick to the character basics while adding to it. I get yeah. When you play Gwen,
Yeah,
I like
get
that.
that.
And of course, like
Take a...
Yeah, sorry,
go
Dax.
ahead.
Species.
Anyway, like if you take a non-original character and you strengthen it with your writing style and you just really make it work, I am really happy with that. Like when we see some of these characters come in where you look at them and it's like, oh, that is awesome the way that they play this character that we're all familiar with.
yeah, and like Gwen does it nicely because even with playing the character as they were created from like the comic or show or something like that, they do have to alter slightly because you're playing in the Hellfire universe, or the roleplay universe, and you get powers or items like the Vorpal sword that is not from their particular universe. You gotta alter the character just a little bit to like fit the new stuff being added to them from the universe that they're in, which is fine.
It's like having a guest in a fighting game.
Yeah, pretty
where,
much.
like, you have 2B in Soul Calibur, like the Arbiter in Killer Instinct, or like Jason in Mortal Kombat, where you have the character and you make them work in a new setting that makes them like pop out. And, like they're still themselves, but they would fit perfectly well in
How
that
did
setting
I
anyway.
get here?
Yeah,
What
like
am
the
I-
reactions
guess
to
it better just
these
start killing
new
shit.
things in the reaction to their new things in their new environment is believable for that character, but obviously is not something that would originally happen for.
Then you have those who shall not be named, who liked gonna just change it, select the name, who liked Barkek just a little bit too much, and decided to have a force-wielding Sith Grey Jedi. I could go down the list. They even made a meme for it for their profile. We all know who I'm talking about. Kirk.
Yes, you do.
Shall not be named. The bane of our existence on that site for a while until we finally got rid of them. But
Fatality.
yeah. Okay, to give Wolf a bit of insight,
Yes, please.
this was starting to get into copyright infringement, and I'm not talking about like their respective characters. I meant copyright of the site, because they kind of ripped it off. And like made their own thing and tried to like blend stuff in. It was a whole big mess.
Ghosting with other people's characters and saying they did things when they were never there.
Yeah, there was that. It was a horrible mess. And they got banned. They eventually just got completely banned.
Well, you get what's coming to you.
And then they tried to like say that we were all bullies, and it was horrible.
So, all right, so here's just not so much a topic, but just a funny story that I think the two of us can go off of.
Okay.
I'm sure with role pages, everything is pretty set and standard as far as your typing interaction goes. The way that you recognize that like certain things mean certain things.
I know exactly what you're getting at.
Yeah. So Ellie and I, we mentioned Talbot and
Aziel.
So whenever I'm not a part of an established site like this. If I ever role play, I either go to some kind of like role play, like a one-off like chat site for a role play, or I've got some friends that I role play with,
Or on like Messenger, Facebook.
Yeah, something like that. So the way that I understand typing like actions that are not dialogue or out of role play dialogue that's needed, to say something out of scene, out of character, was a certain way. I would do things certain. Well, apparently, the way that I did those things was inverted for Ellie.
Yeah.
So I typed in something that was a little racy in relation to the scene that we were talking about for the roleplay, and Ellie's understanding of it was that I was talking about something actually happening in real world.
It confused the heck out of me, and I'll tell you why in a minute. So hold on.
I'm trying to avoid specific things.
Fluff and Mags and people in chat.
Yeah.
When you're talking out of character, what do you type them in?
Parentheses.
Brackets.
Parentheses, brackets, chat.
Yeah, again, you're all roleplay pages people. You're going to have a pretty consistent thing here.
But here's the thing, though. Every site I've ever been to does the same thing. It's parentheses or brackets.
I've gone my whole life doing my in-character actions in parentheses.
Yeah, see,
Yeah, I know.
Abel does that. The parentheses. And so when you type this out, and it's respond, and it was like, what the fuck? And like, I was so confused because...
I'm going to have the whole of role pages yelling at me now. Getting the chop. Non-believer!
See, Rainer has a different thing because he does his stuff on Gmod, which which has their own, like, community. So that makes sense. Plus, it's also a game, so...
Yeah.
Well, actually, hold on. I'm gonna be corrected here. I've stopped Gmod. Oh, well.
You ended them rightly.
He ended Gmod. Gmod is gone. But, it's been... Oh my gosh, it's like so... What the fuck?
Neverwinter Nights.
I'm playing an RP server in Neverwinter Nights. Nice! I actually... God, it's been forever since I played Neverwinter. But, I'll have to get back into that. So let's see, what other things we can
Yeah.
bitch and rant
So,
about.
but yes,
I actually have
need-
a requested topic
oh yes,
from
requested
one
topic.
of our roleplay
this just
role
in.
pages member.
Okay.
How do you feel about somebody being referred to in chat simply as the male?
Wait, the
Like
what?
this guy is referred like you have a male character
No,
on it, and
kinda-
the pronoun someone else is used to describe them is just the male. Like so and so stared at the male and felt anger.
Here's the mail it never fails.
Okay, so
So the
well.
character's actual name is just the male.
that's the name of the character is the male.
No.
No, like I'm gonna type out example here. Like
Okay.
Oh, you mean like in just generalizing, like you're talking to like
Instead
the
of
male.
saying like
Right.
staring at this person or this being of some kind, they say the male.
Okay,
Rather than
hold
saying like, "Hey, look, it's Steve. Hello, male."
It's just
on. Okay.
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Majesty
Something
like
stared at me
that.
and thought and didn't think they look like the male. Uh,
I thought the mail never failed.
like I mean, depending on the context, like I've
Yeah.
done that all the time. Like I'll refer to like a person that my character doesn't know as the female or the male
Yeah, like
all the time because you don't know their name for one. So putting their name, because I write my characters like their narrative and what they're thinking, as if it's coming from them directly. So if they don't know a name, then I'm not gonna write the name in.
With some of my characters, the inner monologue is insults.
Yeah.
No, but
What is this urgent thinking?
okay,
if they've
But
yet to
at
interact with a character yet, though, and I'm looking off at somebody, I see them like, standing across the room. I could say like, I see the male,
Yeah.
over there to identify this particular person, and then maybe there's some sort of weird contextual thing that I could think about if I'm looking at them in terms of like like an alpha or a beta or something like that. I say this male, etc. There are ways and reasons why you would do it. So it's very in
It's an
context
interesting question,
based.
though.
Yeah. No, but yeah.
but at least afterwards, do you at least break it up with other pronouns like he, him, them, they type of stuff, or do you always
it's either gonna
constantly
be all
refer
your
to them as the man?
it'll be written down like that, or I would say the man, the woman, like so and so would look the woman over and like stuff like that. Or I would just say
Because
the person.
Because we've seen people who just constantly use the male as like their only means of addressing someone without ever like mixing
Well,
it up with like hims or he's or the
that's
man
either-
or blah blah.
Yeah,
Or their
that's
name.
either one or two things. That's just their writing and they're not used to like breaking it up. Or B, their character is using it in a derogatory sense, because their character like doesn't feel like the other person's important enough to like call them anything else. Like a female drow, which anybody who knows how drow, whatever you want to say, work, they're female controlled society. So saying the male would be, a common thing that they would use to describe as a descriptor, and they probably wouldn't use anything else because that would be like derogatory in a sense, like the male or weaker.
Yeah. No, it's like you said, it is an interesting question, and it's very contextually based, for the moment and in the scene.
Keep on my nose.
Yeah, it's like contagious. to me.
Itchy.
But
I think
yeah.
where it can run into confusion is if there's more than one person of a specified gender or race or whatever in the room.
Well, that's when
So what you're going to want to do is, even if your character doesn't know their name out of character, at least use, or if your character doesn't know their name in character, use their name to address them as far as like, Like, say, Jim looked at Kevin.
Or you could use descriptors to like basically describe the exact person that they're talking about.
Is it, the male with X, Y, and Z hair or something? It's something to
And then
specify.
once you've specified which the male you're looking at, I would recommend trying to break up your writing style a bit, just so saying the male doesn't get repetitive. Say something like him or he once.
Yeah.
Eventually, I agree with you. The male is going to get a bit obnoxious after a while.
Unless it's Blue's Clues.
Well, yeah,
can
but
take a
Blue's
little
Clues is amazing. So
Hey man, if you're going to take some of the coke,
Racist.
right? Because Al Pacino was Cuban.
Do we have any other? I assume you're getting these topics from the actual like OOC chat because I don't see it.
well, I got that one beforehand in the OOC chat. Just it was something requested beforehand.
Okay, I missed it earlier because I was like I missed it in the other chat. I'm sitting here like looking for a drink here. But yeah, continue on.
Yeah,
Please keep
please.
comments going.
Any comments, questions, points of interest?
Oops.
We must keep the conversation going. I like pizza. Who
Cross
doesn't
likes
like
pizza. I like pizza too. Pizza is
We
amazing.
We are
I like
slowly
more.
reaching a time where I will not be able to have traditional pizza.
Oh, is there like some tradition or something coming up?
Passover.
All right, Passover.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah.
Oh
Happy
yeah,
Passover.
there are people who practice things and stuff.
Shalom.
Hello.
I
I am.
It's the power of religion.
You see,
With this
I
power,
want
you will
everyone in chat to
succeed.
feel very comfortable right now, and that's why I'm going to talk about my religion.
I want to talk about religion.
Well, I mean, the owner's Jewish, so
Yeah.
We should talk about
I
Maduga.
don't even know if he's still in
Yes,
chat.
let's promote Maduga Co. It is the best business on Helifino ever.
It's
Um,
amazing.
Fight me on that.
He'll watch this later and be like, "Oh, I missed the Jewish guy. He was there the whole time and I didn't know. The Judar didn't go off.
The Judah.
Judo.
Judar. It's a little
Oh,
sense
yeah.
that we all have in our yarmulkes.
Okay, kind of off
Because I
topic,
can.
but not really. Fluff,
Whoops.
you're invited to my family's Easter again.
Yay.
There'll be lamb.
So, all right.
All right, so here's one that I can talk about. Back on topic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to think of I want to come up with a way to describe this kind of person, but I'll just be blunt about their scenario, the problem that they cause, the problematic drama seeker, the one that every other moment there's never a bit of slow or downtime in the role play. It goes from drama scenario to drama scenario, and it's just all victimizing of themselves.
We used to call these tavern babies.
Oh, so.
You know, the ones that are always pregnant every other day
Yeah,
and give birth in the tavern and then
Alright.
somebody eats the baby.
right. I can remember.
Or they
role-play-
always come in crying and then cutting themselves in front of everyone.
We've had
or
that,
Oh my
yeah. We've had
God.
people do that. The constant romance breakups with the same 3 people.
I can remember role plays I've done with people where the initial scene, the way that the two characters got together was that my character stopped a robbery from happening, and that's how we met. And it's okay, so there's a drama moment right there. Fine, you did something. Then we're me and the other character are walking down the street. Suddenly they collapse. It's really, really.
Oh yeah, we've had
That kind
I know
of
what you're
thing.
talking about. There's always something going on with them.
Yeah.
and it's like nonstop. It's like, you know what? You're more
Yeah.
you're more energy than you're worth. Oh, that leads into another thing. People who can't keep reality and non-reality separate.
Ooh.
Yeah, we have a lot of those. I remember two twin sisters who both had a crush on me through my character somehow, and like would constantly do suicide death threats between each other.
We call that Tuesday.
To you, the day your father died was the most important day of your life. But to me, it was Tuesday. The one really good thing to come out of the Street Fighter movie was the guy who played Bison being absolutely legendary the entire time.
Yeah,
Raul Julia. He also played
yes.
Gomez Adams.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Gomez
yes.
Adams. Yeah. Man, like I don't. We haven't run two. Oh no, that's not right. That's not right. No, we have some constant people on pages that break into IRL and OOC stuff, and like to. It's like every male person I believe that had contact with this person, they've said they tried to like get with them. And again, I don't want to say names because they are still pretty active on the site as far as I know.
I gotta do something.
All right, you take care of that. But yeah, just people like that are annoying too, and like and then you have the cyber people. You make a female character account, and within 5 seconds, you get drowned out with private messages. Hey, URP.
Hey, RP. Hey, RP.
Yep.
Hey, RP.
I think the best example of that was I have my half-drow, Alnalene Zaurthen, which is a really fun name to say. Her character trait is that she's pissed off at everyone all the time because, you know, stereotypical half whatever plot line. Because I'm original. Original the character. Do not steal. And I got a PM asking if I was into rape play.
Oh my god.
Yeah, right?
I'm
Like,
like,
no.
excuse me?
That's a great icebreaker.
Also,
excuse me?
while I'm at it, because I just noticed it, I can't
No.
see from here. Let me full screen
Gorge,
this.
that sounds like a terrible idea.
We also got a new sub on YouTube. Shannon
New sub?
Baratel, Shannon Baratel FX. Thank you.
Yay! Thank you.
I need to actually create a notification for that. I might be able to figure out how to do that. I just saw the name; it was different and it was recent. So, woohoo! Fluff is still our new and top subscriber for Twitch. Top donation is Moose Cup and DB Holiday.
So okay, I'll take a roll page off of Fluff's comment. People that don't know how to do certain kinds of role, like just the worst boring dialogue in response. But you know,
Dare I say one-liners?
but you know, if you actually find yourself in the
one-liners.
sexy time role play, and the only thing they know how to do is "Oh baby, don't stop."
Right?
There was a
There's
great
a time and a place
juice
for cybering.
juice.
And when it does happen, it needs to be done correctly. Like, okay, I don't have specifically a problem with one-liners, just certain ones. Like if they're
feel
actually
like
trying to make an
one-liners-
attempt, cool.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, if they're actually trying to make an attempt or try to like be better, then cool. But when they're just kind of like pissing in the wind,
Yeah.
is okay. Now, one-liners in themselves are not bothersome. It's the people who can't do a single thought and decide to post like 7 separate sentences.
Yeah.
While you're still trying to reply to the first thing they said, and it's like, just, if you're gonna do that, just type it in one thing.
Pardon me for being detailed and taking a moment to write a paragraph.
Yeah, it's kind of a two-way street. Some people don't like roll pages had a bit of a separation in the older days where if you wrote like a half a book, people would be like, too long, didn't read, and they would just scold everybody like, I was writing a post and then it got drowned out by this wall of text.
What? Okay, just out of a sheer morbid curiosity out there on the in the Twitchverse, there is somebody possibly live on TikTok currently?
Hold on, wait a minute. Is live streaming and watching unlockable content. Holy shit, wait, what? Who? Not me, I don't use that crap.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
We're getting
trying-
promoted to outside sources.
we just got
A notification.
notice from our friend and roommate and channel partner Jess, who does anime test run with me. They love their TikTok. Apparently, someone that they follow or found is watching unlockable content and also live on their TikTok.
I need to find this now.
All right, go follow at twisted.
If you are a TikTok person, give us a shout out.
Yeah,
At
Hello.
twisted, at
Holler,
twisted.cosplay.
raise your hand in the chat.
Cosplay. Yeah, I'm.
You there in the
Hold on.
TikTok. Rather than simply watching us on the TikTok,
Twisted.
direct people to our chat so we can get money.
Just give us a second, we're gonna find this person.
Yeah, we have to see this.
Twisted.
We will track you down.
Lexi live. Yeah, let's see this.
Let me see.
We're watching somebody watching us watching them.
Twisted.cosplay?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, twisted.cosplay. 11 people on.
Is it like period dot or?
Yeah, that's what Jess said.
Lexi?
I'm
Live
guessing.
now. Okay, we're watching
Yeah,
them.
or what? At what point were they watching unlockable content? I wonder.
I don't know.
Makes me want to scroll back through this text, the screen here.
Those.
Oh no.
Yeah, unknown
You-
mystery fans.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're looking at. Pardon us,
We're-
please, but
This is interesting.
yeah.
Well, should I stall?
Yes, please keep talking. What are you saying?
Okay, so my opinion on one-liners is kind of the same thing as Skittles. I just feel like if you're using one-liners as an intro to role play and you start to build on yourself and improve, that is fine. You can get better. What I don't like is when people one-line, but they don't even make the effort to properly grammatically write that one line.
Who are
Or
you?
the text talk in the one-liners.
WTF, girl. Like that.
Like, if you're gonna take the time to role play, at least type out YOU instead of just typing.
I think sometimes one lines and very short posts can work very well. Because if you're trying to do something quickly, like in an event, or if you don't have a whole lot to say on something, it's perfect. Even I use really short posts sometimes. Just feel like,
Unstreamable.
Team Storm-
and
Oh, unstreamable. Yeah. Okay, you can continue this. I'm gonna go back to what we were doing. So yeah, we found the person, and apparently a friend told them about
Yeah.
us. I had to go drive home. Oh god. Yeah, text
Welcome back.
one-liners. So yeah, wow. That's cool. We're crossing platforms.
crossing the streams.
Quite literally.
Literally.
Like she's live right now and like talking about us.
Oh my gosh.
Heard you was talking shit.
And as you see Wolf like kind of like having a conversation.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm buried in my phone here, but well, this person Twisted.cosplay. We've given you a shout out now too. So if you're involved on the TikTok, go do that thing.
And all the people watching that
Whatever you
stream,
do on the
come here.
TikTok.
Speaking of that, Kita's on TikTok now. As
Hey,
Kita.
Kita.
Like, they have, like, an evil Kita that they do, like, cosplay, costuming stuff. And I'm putting Sicky on TikTok now. So that's gonna be fun, which I will actually be posting something tonight after we're done here, once I get, like, all my costume stuff, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, you guys were talking about, like, using BRB and stuff like that in chat, like, the lingo. For
Yeah,
one-liners.
and like not taking the time or the effort to write full sentences, even for one-liners, or trying to do proper grammar or capitalization.
Yeah, we had this one guy in particular that did stuff like that, and he refused. He always used the letter U to say you,
Yeah, that was one of my complaints.
which I can't remember his name. But here's the thing, though. He also played an elf character and roleplayed really well. It was just when he was on that character, he was always like kind of very trolly, and he played Shiloh the elf. And I didn't know it was him because like that just vast difference. And like it was fun playing while he was playing on the elf, and then he would switch back to the other character and like be a douchebag and like.
That's a testament to a good role player, then, I think.
Well, it was kind of a back and forth. When they kind of start out as a major troll. Like the first night that I talked with them, I mentioned something in OC chat about like, yeah, I have like this is my list of characters, and they said, well, that's bad roleplay. Like, you're not focused on everything. I was like, I'm sorry, after spending 20 years on one specific character and 13 on another and so on, I'm kind of, I think I'm kind of like deserving of kind of making just like a new character every now and then. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Plus, who doesn't like playing diversity?
Yeah. But, and then you have like just flat out troll characters. That
I have the best one of those.
Now,
I have the
play
very
one of
best
those. I do play one of those. I play as Necros, who just messes
I love
with...
Necros!
Necros just messes with new people who don't know what they're doing, all the time. But there are trolls that are just vicious trolls and are in the OC chat and just, like, attack people, which is not okay.
No. That doesn't matter what you're doing, that's never okay.
And
You see,
it's
I
like-
have the best troll character on the whole site. It was so successful that one of the admins specifically told me, don't. Not because it's actually bad, but because it was so effective at ruining people's days and getting people into getting angry at me.
Oh my god, you had so many people. Is this who I'm thinking
The character was named Your Dad.
Oh my god, I miss your dad.
is evil.
Yes. Basically, the concept of Your Dad was to have an entity that either viewed itself or literally was everyone's dad. Like a primordial being of pure dad that would just show up, make dad jokes, offer people pizza and beer, and then leave.
And for some reason,
Wait,
it
I'm not
pissed
supposed to do
people
those
off
things?
so much. I don't know why.
Yeah, for some reason, I managed to do it at the times when like all of like the edgelords were on. Like you're not my real father, my father was a horrible demon thing. It's like, that, son, you know you're not supposed to say things about your mom like that. That's not nice at all. Come on. We need to have a chat. Come on, sit down, let's have a Coke. Let's have a talk, man to man, son.
Man to man.
Be like, I am the
Yeah,
Lord of
it's
the
just
Seven
wanting to
Hells.
make
Hello, Lord of the
Dad
Seven Hells.
proud.
I'm Dad.
Dead.
And like the
Oh
profile
my god,
picture
you
is
should
just
bring back...
dude from
Gwen says you
Gwen
could
Gwen
bring
thinks you
back
should
your
bring
dad.
back your dad.
bring
Agree.
back your dad.
Son.
I should talk with Thierry about making him like the major villain of an arc. See if anyone can find out how to
you wanna
stop
do
him.
that?
Villain!
Didn't you want to do that? Like, Tyrion loved your dad.
Yeah, just be like, because the funny thing about your dad is you don't kill him. Because obviously you can't beat up your own dad. That's just wrong.
I went to
There's
martial
a
art classes
special
with
way
my
that you
father. I
have
did
to
it all the
banish his
time.
spirits. You have to make him proud of you. And knowing roll pages, that would never happen. Ever.
The one way to get rid of him was to make him proud.
I just want this your dad character to walk around with a theme song of Everclear's "Father of Mine," just everywhere he goes.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Father of mine, tell me where have you been?
I was at the gas station getting more hot dogs for the cookout today, son.
For 17
You
years.
got gas station hot dogs?
Gas station hot dog, son. That's right, champ.
For 17
Jeez, Dad,
years.
you're so lame.
Well, you know, with Necros, we've created memes that people love on the site with that, and
Do you fuck good?
Do you
fuck
fuck good?
I am your father.
Do you fuck good? Hoot the coot, punch her in the crunt.
What if they like it?
But what if they like it? And thank you. Yes, ma'am. May I please have another? And I have images for all of these. And what was the new one that I was gonna put up? That was
Begone, spot.
Yeah, begone, smot. So, you know, smut role players. So
Right.
we call them smots instead of thoughts. So smots.
Whoa.
There was another one too. I did make the begone smot, but there was another one I mentioned yesterday that when I was stuck talking as Vesper because Necros wasn't allowed the OOC yet.
Was
something-
it butt for?
No,
Yeah,
it wasn't the
butt
butt for one. It was something else. It's gonna bother me until I figure it out.
Was it up dog?
Up dog?
Up dog?
Up dog?
Poop duck.
Do you have a fupa? What's a fupa? Yeah, boy.
Flavor Flav bass. How low can you go?
I think the everybody's favorite thing that I did the other night was the pelvic thrusting a bottle open, a beer bottle.
Oh yeah, you opened the bottle of beer with your dick.
Yeah, I remember the exact situation was he lost both of his arms and legs.
Yep.
And he was like, "Somebody get me a beer." And my character was like, "I'll get it for you on one condition: you have to open it."
And he clapped his stumps together. He's like, "Give me the beer, give me," and just like grabbed it and like, boom.
My first mental image though is I can't remember the name of the anime, but it's the one where that guy like breaks up like the robbery in the alleyway by like
Oh yeah,
blasting off
he
his
like
clothes.
he
bl-
bursts
like,
his clothes off and he has a
he's wearing
bra on and
he
then
just starts
flings that off.
pelvic thrusting down.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember that. I do remember that scene. And then they had that music playing to it.
He gets all excited. Woohoo!
Oh my god. I do remember
What
that.
kind of animes are you watching?
But what happened was I had my some new guy came in, and I had my guy like finish his beer after he like opened it, throw it, and then like flop on the floor and roll to the dude, and he's like, "Hey, you have a butt for?" and the response was immediate. ... And I'm like, "Yo, do you have a butt for?" And he's like, "I'm not gonna answer this because I know it's going to be some kind of a joke." I'm like, "Hey, fuck boy, come on, answer the question." And he's like, "I don't know." He responds with, "I don't know." I'm like, "Well, fuck." And he literally just yeets himself out a window.
I feel like you can't get too upset at that, considering the fact you brought up thoughts earlier, and I got you with my thought joke.
Oh yeah.
So, Fwoof, Button Masher. Why do philosophers make the best pimps?
Something thought.
Because they give a penny for their thoughts.
That was close.
Mad Yokai, I heard you guys say something about Nero LARP. I met a meta plays and think it runs its own. He goes by the name of Akali. Nero LARP? I'm not sure what that is. We did talk about a LARP that we have done.
Yeah, I think you're confusing that someone had a character named Nero for...
Yeah, my character name is Miro, Mearo, who is the adopted father of Mags.
Fear Dad.
Fear Dad.
Mates.
You have she has a name for each of the Valencias. What were they?
Well, I have a few of them.
Miro's
Sissy
Fear Dad.
is Scary Uncle.
Siggy's
Miro
Scary
is
Uncle.
Fear Dad. How do you pronounce her name? Is the Lusty Busty not Aunt?
Castia.
Yeah, Castia. Is
Castia.
Lusty Busty.
Well, she's not a Valencia, but yeah.
I think she would probably call Gale Happy Happy Joy.
I know Agnes was Smoky Aunt,
Yeah, Smoky Aunt.
so she has always a cigar. And they haven't met the Kaylin, which is Love yet, or Alex.
Actually, I think they met Kaylin like once, and they were like kind of being derogatory towards her and Helv's relationship.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I don't like this person.
But yeah, the Fear Uncle, Fear Dad, Scary Uncle, Smoky Aunt, Gale.
Happy,
I
happy
think
joy.
it was funny because we did there was a plot where they had to like fight all the Valencias, and they got to Gale. Gale was probably the funniest one I'd ever done. Basically, they had to dance or they get trapped in like a cartoon physics world type of thing. Because Gale is literally, she's joy. She's the embodiment of joy. So all of her powers are cartoon physics.
Also, because it's being left unaddressed and it's bothering me, a Nero LARP is a bunch of people fiddling around a fire. Somebody's bound to get that. I think Foof got it. So.
I don't get it.
It's flew over my head completely.
Nero.
Ah, son of a...
So on another topic that I thought up a
Caesar
little
of
while ago.
Rome.
Yes, I get it now. Stop.
I don't get it.
You were
On another
saying,
topic I
Fluff?
thought up a while ago. I have a thingy.
Oh.
The subject
We
of
know that.
wifey, not now.
Time and place.
I fell off the screen.
Anyway, so character-oriented role players versus goal-oriented role players. That being, I want to develop a character and see where they go versus I'm going to have this character fight people. I'm going to have this character fuck people.
Oh.
Well, I feel like that almost fits into like the troll dynamic. It's just you created the character for a sole purpose.
I've created this character for dad jokes.
I am known for making my characters fight oriented, but they actually have like development and story. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. We always have like another character who's banned from the site that I can mention, Cole. Another demon king of hell who literally
Another one.
would updog everybody. I mentioned my character's height like once, and immediately they're like 3 times that.
Oh,
And
right.
it's like, wow. Because my Casdia, my queen of hell, showed up with him, and he tried to flirt with her at one point. That didn't end well. But he would always like jump in and be like, who wants to fight? You want to start? Yeah, me, yeah, me, yeah, me.
Cole's an
Smack.
idiot.
Cause yes, Abel Cole was very much an idiot. And I'm just waiting for like the people watching this to be like all the comments below, like you're picking up people. Didn't one up me, I was too OP.
Elle, what are those like faces?
They're emojis.
Okay, I can't tell what it's supposed to be though. Is it just?
It's a robot, I think.
Yeah, it's a robot. One is a smiley face, the
Yeah.
other one is the
All the Discord emojis are robots,
hello,
except for the ones that are
okay.
specifically
Twitchy eye.
references.
And then you have, for people who subscribe to us, they can use
We have special ones.
the unstreamable ones, which are this.
Yeah, the Team
this,
Unstreamables.
and this.
Send.
You get to use those ones.
Yay.
And eventually, once
If
I
you
get
want to have those emojis, subscribe.
enough points, subscriber points, I get to unlock more slots to actually add more emotes. Which, in that case, I'm going to ask. Shout out to. Let me do another shout out.
Have a feeling that you just really aren't quite sure how to describe? Use one of our faces.
Oh, Gwen subscribed. Or no, wait,
Yay.
followed.
Oh yeah, well follow is good too. Follows are
Follow
always
is
good.
Both are good.
Thank you, Gwen, for a
you.
follow. Subscription is different from follow. Subscription is like a month
Money.
to month thing. Pays like $5, $10, or $20. There's different levels. It is not an
And
automatic
you
payment
can
for
do
those
this.
who don't know. Literally, you pay the 5, 10, or 20 once, and then by the end of the month, it just lets you know, like, hey, do you want to resubscribe? And you can say yes or no. So it's not like you're going to constantly be paying that every month. I know some people think that it's a month-to-month thing, but it's not.
But the YouTube channel is free to subscribe.
Yes, the YouTube channel is free to Scott.
Another thing you can do if you have Amazon Prime, you can subscribe through Twitch Prime, which is free for you, but it still gets us money.
Oh, that is another thing. Or if you want to help out and not have to pay a single dollar, you do in the chat !LOOTS, which I'll do right now.
Loots.
You click that link, you just type in an email, and we get money because it throws up an advertisement on our screen, and the advertisers pay us. So there you go. And that's free for everybody.
Yay. Spam
You
that
have no
shit.
reason to not do it.
Spam that shit.
There's also bits here, which again you can actually watch an ad, get bits for free.
I have just linked the YouTube channel if you want to check it out.
Oh yeah, there
Yes.
you go.
Thank you.
Quick and easy access without having to do commands or wait for links. If you're on PC and you can scroll down on the Twitch channel, you'll see a little like about me section, chat rules, blah blah blah. Well, if you'll see Facebook and YouTube. If you click the banners, that will also take you to our YouTube channel and our Discord and so on and so forth.
While you were scrolled down, we get that. Is there a way to like pull up that picture of the four of us? This is the first time that all four of us have been together on Twitch since we've started this new.
Actually, if you go to the header and click where it says Team Unstreamable at the top of the screen,
yeah.
it will bring down our full.
Bring down our picture. Actually, what I'll do is I'll do this. Hold on.
Just that felt
I
like
will do this. This will show the entire team. Bam! Window capture.
This felt like a special moment. Pull up the picture.
It's
No,
so
not window capture.
heartfelt. I feel
Oh
very
god!
happy.
Big black thing. Yeah.
Yep,
box.
it's a big black screen.
Try that again.
This is
Ad.
the
You see,
entire
that wasn't
team.
actually us bringing up the thingamadooger. It was just someone's willy flying on the screen. We had to censor it really quick.
Yeah, we didn't know if Kayla was
The
watching.
dickerang!
Ellie and I just finished watching Fight Club. It's the very last frame of the movie. It's just
Oh yeah, it was window
Damn it,
capture.
we're not
so
supposed to
why
talk
is it
about Fight
working?
Club.
not until Monday.
Why is this not
Right,
working?
because Mondays you talk about movies.
Yes, filmosophy. But we are on roleplay talk now.
Yeah. Mondays is our film talk. Oh my god, why is this not working?
I don't know.
Perhaps while we're waiting to fill space, one of us can go in depth with one of our characters and talk about what makes them
It's
tick.
not working.
Yeah, someone filled the void with proper.
I don't know why it's not working. I will try display capture instead.
It does not have a
Display
job, that's why it's not working.
There we go.
Alright, progress.
There we go. Display.
Speaking of voids,
Inception. Yeah, but there you guys go. The picture is right there.
Oh wow, so many Inception windows.
I love how
There
short
it
it makes me
is.
look.
So yeah, you have Wolf, who's in his professor voice.
Almost. Just
Me. And then you have Fluff and Mags.
Well, me minus my neck and torso.
You don't need the
about. But that's the second rendition of that picture. The first one, they didn't quite put in the game controllers quite right.
Yeah.
So it looked like I was
Yeah.
raging at everybody for nothing.
We were just had like these angry fists.
Yeah.
I was
And
mad at
for
Fluff
some
and
reason-
Mags for being happy.
Apparently, Fluff just had like a piece of paper that he was like clenching really hard in his hand.
I'm being kissed. I don't know how to handle it. Oh my god, what the fuck?
Exactly like that. That is my thought process on any given day.
I think you guys already know what my takes on pages are. Yeah.
Ticks, you mean like characters or just like things that tick you off?
Yes.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah, there we
both.
go.
All right, so here's something to I think we can address. We can talk about.
Yeah.
So this is something that I had to learn about when I was learning about script writing when I was in college. It's learning about finding the character voice, and this is an easier thing to do with non-OC characters because obviously they're established. You're playing.
Oh yeah.
That character has their voice, but more so breaking out of making OCs that are just. Every OC is going to be a variation of you, obviously. It's an OC, but you have to, that character has to become their own entity. You have to not write like yourself, not sound like you.
Just fixing something here.
So I'm trying to figure out how to like turn this into like a really like a topic point as opposed to just a statement. It's like,
Actually, I have a good way to do that. What you do is you can make characters have aspects of your personality, except inflated to a fantastic degree. And what you can do with that is you can have it say, all right, this is a character I can play when I'm feeling kind of like moody, when I feel like I'm on edge. You can have a character where they can react to things similar to how you would react when you're on edge, except to a really fun degree, like with a Fluff, for example. They can get very, very, very angry.
Yeah.
And when you are an eldritch abomination with more teeth than there are stars in the sky, that results in things happening. And that can be really fun. Do in a way that can drive story and make the game more fun.
Thank you, Mags. I just saw the ad pop up.
Did it go through even without confirming?
It's feeding your cat since 2016.
right, meow.
I don't know if it popped up on the video though, but it will. You might have to still confirm it.
Yeah, I'm just like waiting for the email to come through.
I am trying to actually, cause my thing's supposed to
Gwen says, that's exactly why I tend to go for non-OCs. I find it hard to isolate a unique character voice for OCs that I'm confident in.
And like my old like channel on YouTube, I still use it for like my voiceovers, which I've done a few. I did a voice for Sicky. I've done a voice for but they're all more or less modulated. I've done a voice for Aram, and I even did a little animated short for Ava, Mora's little AI assistant, which I had a lot of fun with that one, even though you couldn't really hear too well.
I tend to go for her.
Yeah, we already addressed that. We already addressed that one.
I just realized that comment was there. Sorry.
Yeah, but yeah, the whole OC versus non-OC thing is like it's always been a controversial subject where we've gotten in like the OC chat all the time, and people are just like, yeah, meh, but oh, the
What
one
for?
argument the one argument that usually comes across is that if you take a non-original character that somebody else created and play it in your own way, then technically that's an original character. I'm like, that's a cop-out, though.
No, that character is designed with a certain character traits. You can't.
Captain
change-
Kirk is not a force-using smego schizophrenic kleptomaniac, which is
Glenn
what
brings
the
up the
Kirk.
chat
I mean,
once
the way that Shatner
It's a
looks at
possibility.
himself may be, but
Oh yeah, Professor Possibility is the only OC. Yeah, Professor Possibility annoys the fuck out of James, which is my pirate treasure hunter.
Professor Possible. I'm just because I have an OC similar.
God damn it, Terry.
But wait.
Are you-
God damn it, Tyrion.
Message deleted.
I want-
It happened. The chat auto
You can't
deleted
deny
itself.
what you
Twitch doesn't like Terry. Oh no. This is why he had to make his own site, because he doesn't play by the rules. He's just sitting there. Oh.
So I'm curious about this Professor
hey,
Possibility
finally
now,
got
just
the
because I have
Professor
my own
Possibility
OC
is magnificent
for
because
for
she's
unlockable
insane.
content that just sounds.
Completely separate
I-
type of things,
I-
but yeah.
I hear Professor and I'm instantly drawn in.
Whoop.
Best way I could describe Professor Possibility is a like very neurotic professor who is also at the same time very like idiotic, doesn't really think ahead,
Okay.
and just like, ooh, look, things do, and like kind of like almost OCD esque, but
But
She's
at the same
very
time,
mad
clinically
science.
insane mad
like
scientist.
literally anything, and it's terrifying.
When
like,
I first
I
was
put a
introduced to
black
this character,
hole
I
inside a
didn't know
microwave
it was
inside of a
fun,
cat, and
I
no
was
one can
doing
stop me.
I was doing like an Indiana Jones ish event with my character James, who's like a treasure hunter, and I forget where we were going, but Professor Possibility was delaying all the puzzles for as much as possible and like almost sabotaging things to the point that like me as a DM was like, get on with it. And some of the other characters had to like force things to go to get things to finally work. And it was just like
Oh yeah, with the door puzzle.
the door puzzle. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, I remember
Ah, now I'm
that.
thinking about Bear Mode. The door.
Bear mode, yeah.
Okay, so I confirmed the thingy majigger.
Yeah, and it's
so
popping up and
maybe
it's
it'll
giving
finally
us Kingdom 2 crowns. And what is your message? Maduka Co. LLC has maids and maid accessories. Thank you, thank you.
I wonder if mine went through. Mine just said beans.
Beans. It has
Beans.
there is like a 5-second
Smart person that always has the
right answer. I'd get bored. Yeah, that's very true. But for the loose thing, fluff, there's like a 5-second delay for that, so you have to like wait a bit before yours will pop up. If you confirmed.
Yeah, you gotta confirm it.
Yeah, you gotta confirm it with your email. That's just to prevent bots, basically.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I could sit here all day on like different emails and be like, hey,
God damn it, Terry.
free money. I meant master, who, though totally not sexual, means baits to that.
Masturbates.
You change that up to masticates. It's just...
Great.
Like
now I
it
have a
timed him
cannibal
out and
corpse
didn't fully
stuck in
ban
my
him.
Orgasm through torture.
Oh, God damn it, Wolf. What's another topic we could probably cover before we finish up here?
Finish.
Fluff, I will boot you out of the Discord.
Well, either focus or finish masticating.
Finish.
Oh, sure. When you do, it's fine.
I own the show.
Double standards, much.
If
We
can
maids
ban
are
it, it's my
oppressed.
fault.
You know what she does to you inside a video game. Think about what she would do to you here.
Oh yes, I don't think there's ever been a game we've played where you haven't tried to shoot me in the back.
Or blow you up.
Yeah, I do that on the regular. Sir,
Hey, I made a
what did
sign.
that you
What does
just
the sign
do?
say? Oh wait, no, I'm dead.
Sir, what is that you just did? Verbally abusing women? I do that on the hourly. No, that thing where you're talking to the camera. Oh, that's a writing technique called the fourth wall. It's what writers do when they can't write with a cancerous dick. That was my favorite clip from that.
all the Deadpool fans in the audience.
Riffle drum.
Oh, God. Referencing a slap on Titan, by the way.
Warhorse.
Warhorse. God. We should stop horsing
Nice.
around. John gives the best rides.
So, all right. So, again, just something I getting back on topic. Based on the experience that we've had through, both running LARP and roleplay in college, and maybe this is something that expand out to everybody else, because I don't know. There are certain characters you create based on a certain dynamic, be it for a LARP or for designed with just a roleplay. All right, and I'll use Professor Voice as an example. Like, while I have to write for Professor Voice when I write out the scripts, I don't know if I could actually imagine just role playing,
Like acting as Professor Voice.
Like that. There's such a scale to that character that it's like I don't know if I necessarily would call it I do LARPing, but I have to literally act out this character. It feels almost too big to try and role play.
Gotcha. I see. I kind of get you. What you mean.
Yeah, I get what you mean.
So just anybody else coming across that with characters that they've worked with or designed, or
It's like for my characters, like my top three, which would be Siki, Mora, and Casdea. I've done them for so many years, like in roleplay, that I just have that. I know how I want them to be. So
Right.
role playing them out, like live or everything, is not too hard for me. But I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Like you create a script for Professor Voice, but trying to just get, like earlier today when you did the TikTok, you just couldn't get his voice.
No,
You couldn't get his voice. You're like, God damn it! I was like, and I'm in the other room, like, that's not his voice you use. And you're like, I know.
Yeah, I couldn't I couldn't force it. It's like, would you ever role play?
Play a character when they are a master, and by being a master, I mean being in charge, but also baiting someone. I'm going to manually time you out, dearie.
But yeah.
Just for that 5-second timeout.
Earlier today,
Or 1 minute.
Earlier today, I was trying to. I made the TikTok for Professor Voice, and I couldn't force voice. I don't know what the problem was. I couldn't get into character for the longest time.
I can imagine. Readable colors, time save, show chat rules.
Yeah, but then
Oh no, poor Thierry. I got into ERP because of fan fiction I wrote on my own. Yeah, that's usually how it starts. Fan fiction.
It all started when I was born.
That's actually a good topic. Like, how did you get into role playing?
maybe save that for
That'd
next.
be a good one to close
next
out
week.
on.
No,
Where
we
we
can do
can
that
Wanna
right
take that
now.
time now?
Yeah, I'll take that time. I actually had this discussion with Fluff once.
A long time ago. In a galaxy
I did do a lot of roleplay back on like MSN and AOL and AIM when we all had dial-up. But when I really started getting into like pair RPing and doing fights was on a site called holywars.net,
Holy Wars.
which was
which
an old which is an old browser game where you could play as the Sarsians. I think that's how you say that, Sarsians. which were, you know,
The Saracens, the Christians, and the
Saracens,
pagans.
Crusaders, or the pagans.
Mhm.
And, you know, I made myself a pagan. I made, like, my little guild. I was playing a vampire character because that was, like, the thing back then.
I got into role playing because of my disability and because
So I think of ideas, but I could not talk.
Yeah.
I couldn't talk at all. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a good outlet.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
And we had the way the chat worked is one, you could only use the chat if you paid for like the premium service, but you get like a week free when you first sign up. So we would always like just remake new accounts to do. We had everybody had a B and an I next to their name, and no, an M and an I. One was to mail, and one was to ignore, and you can we used to call it the Iggy stick. And
Oh man.
there was a timer, so once you
wow.
posted, you had to wait 30 seconds before you could post again. So you had to like learn how to fit little details because there was also a text limit
Right.
into the paragraph. And you had to sit there and wait 60 seconds before you could post again. And it was just like, but back when I did it, there was actually like a bit of a crackdown on role players because a lot of them moderators were like just role players were other players basically, and they would like make fun of us and everything, and they would like they would like ban people, which was against the rules, for doing stuff like that. And eventually the site kind of just died off, and we all like went our own separate ways.
It still exists. I just had to look for it. It's kind of hard to find now, but yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of dead because I recently went back there not too long ago. Then I went to Guy Online, and then I found Roll Pages through.
Oh God, Guy Online.
No, I went from Guy Online to Fairies and Vampires, which is gone now completely because of the disease of god modding and metagame and just people getting other people banned to kill off their characters. And the people I knew from there brought me over to Roll Pages, and that was when Roll Pages was just starting to become a big thing, and I kind of hid in chat for a while and then came out into the chats because they had like, you know, roleplay worlds. So and then that's how I met all you guys.
I originally started on Guy Online when I was at the ripe age of 13. It was terrible. Then I met Button Masher Mags in high school, and she introduced me to Roll Pages. I barely touched it when we first started. And then eventually, I got back in time for an event arc that would shape my way of how I created characters and how I viewed the world of Hellifino forever.
Red Sun's first arc.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you met Miro, and we created the Dark Council, and got to hit off from there.
Yep. I remember writing up a lot of the stuff for Improvidence.
Yeah, Improvidence. You really kept that alive, like, when I couldn't. And, like, I was just very happy about that. And then really sad when it just kind of died off. And then we tried to bring it back again. And other people got a hold of it, which I will be taking back. But because
yes,
people took it over and then decided to disappear off the site, and they only come back when it's convenient, and then start like a big fuss. But not gonna get down that. And I blame my sister. When I was in college, a friend that I met, actually you might know because she used to be on Fairies and Vampires that you guys were talking about. I'll check it out. If you remember their name, I might know it. If from Abel, if you remember the name that they use on Fairies and Vampires, I probably would know. Cheerlatch was on Fairies and Vampires too, and he has his own stories. I do remember Cassilla. She actually she came to Roll Pages, I believe, because I remember that name being on Roll Pages. And we actually started talking to Cassilla a couple months ago, actually, about Fairies and Vampires. Yeah, I do remember them. Okay, yeah. You look like you're losing it.
I'm good.
Nice.
Mags, what about your start?
Oh, this is gonna be great. I started role playing. I think I was about maybe 10 or 11 or 12 on a little virtual pet site known as Chippy Paws.
Oh God,
Yes.
I remember that.
You were on Chippy Paws?
I was on
I thought you were
GB.
going to say Neopets.
I was bouncing between GB Paws and Neopets at the time.
Who were you?
God, if I remember.
I was Cat Lover 777. I was the
Yay,
queen
old AIM
of-
names. Dark Princess 2020.
The fuck is
We just
Chippy
explained.
Paws?
Okay,
Abel, what the fuck is
Cross
Chibi
was
Paws?
asking what Chippy Paws was. Chippy Paws was
I feel like I know that name, though.
a virtual pet site, and it's kind of been on and off a few times in the past decade. I think they're trying to rebuild it currently from scratch, but I haven't been on there in years, so.
So for my
It totally still exists. It
for
looks
my
like a
furry
Neopets
friends
knockoff,
out
but it
there, I
exists.
also was on a site called Furcadia,
I wonder what they do.
which was a kind of like Guy Online. It had a like a top down Diablo-esque style, but all the characters were all your avatars were anthropomorphic animals. And that literally was like the whole thing. You just like walked around and chat with people as like different animals. And I did some roleplay there as a cat, of all things.
Wow.
Furcadia, I think it's still probably around as far as I know, but it's very like old style animation and all that. Oh god, I can't believe I remember that now. I remember talking about Chibi Paws reminding me of Furcadia.
All right, so anyway, so I started out on Chibi Paws, and then I transferred a lot of my roleplay stuff into the chat section of a little MMORPG called Adventure Quest Worlds.
Oh my
and that's
god,
where I started
that's another
making-
one.
That is Magicia's backstory. That's where I first started Magicia.
That's where my character Hyrule Glory and the Hyrunese thing started.
So yeah, she was a total Mary Sue on Adventure Quest Worlds. But when I brought her over to Roll Pages, which I discovered when I was around 13, I kind of toned her down and made her an actual character. But I started out on Roll Pages when I was 13 with a character that had my real life name, because when it asked for you to put your name, I didn't realize it was to put character name in.
Yeah.
And so I just rolled with that, and she was a vampire. And then eventually I got rid of her to play Annabelle and Rosu, and eventually brought in Magicia.
Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think I remember that one though. The your vampire.
Victoria.
Maybe.
She was not that well done. I'd rather she be for.
The only Victoria I remember was Victoria Kale, because there was a whole bunch of people doing it was either True Blood or that other like big vampire Vampire Diaries. That's what it was. There was like a span of those going in through chat at like one point.
You should make a new vampire. She can become friends with the vampire lesbians.
Vess and Rain.
Yeah, she just carried my real life name, and I didn't write her very well. She was pretty emo at first, but then she just kind of became very generic role play vampire. So
We all
I'm
had
happy
those
I moved on.
starts. I remember the first day I popped on the pages and I brought forth Sicky and I started doing Sicky things, and oh my goodness, did that actually based off the movie, and it's funny.
Oh, what we do in the shadows, yeah. Assuming that's what you're
Oh
talking
yeah,
about.
what we do in the shadows.
Assuming that's what you're talking about, yeah, the movie was hilarious. That vampire show looks so funny.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
It's the same people that do Flight of the Conchords. They're hilarious.
there was this was back in the Ning days when Ning was the platform we RP'd on, and there was only the Blue Moon Tavern.
Oh yeah, the good old day.
The good old days. And I brought Sicky. I don't think I had his name as Sicky when I first did it, but I was doing the usual that I did with him. And, you know, him being a primordial being and all that, I had a character who is no longer in the site anymore, but played an angel who apparently was part of, like, you know, the big group of people that were back then, like, with you know, the big heads, the egos. Private messaged me, like, you can't do that. You're affecting another person's character without the permission. I'm like, no, I'm not. You know, this is how I've been doing this for a while now, and, you know, people just, you know, they go with it or they tell me to stop. And they're like, oh, you can't make a god without asking the mod's permission. Like, just kept going and saying, I was like, I can create any character or what. Have you seen the site slogan? Like, they literally said, literally big letters on top of this browser screen, where anyone is possible.
Where anyone is possible, regrettably.
Yeah.
You know, there's subtext to that. Where anyone is possible, provided they follow the guidelines and regulations.
Right, yeah.
Set forth by those who do not speak about their guidelines.
I was like, yes, where anyone is impossible, not where anyone should be. Not everyone should exist.
Because sometimes you get things like me that hide under your bed and eat your babies.
First time I joined Roll Pages,
It was me under the floorboards. First time I joined Roll Pages was when I was in one chat room, and I thought Sick was pretty rad. Like, yeah, I have an infamy here on this site that I've built of both good and bad, to the point that I have people who try to emulate me, but at the same time try to get me banned. We all know who I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
No names.
All the people
but,
who try and...
I would love to try and get myself involved with stuff going on Roll Pages, but you know how horribly inconsistent I am.
Oh, you just gotta go on there.
Yeah.
But
like, I disappear for like 2 months at a time.
well, I mean, look at me.
I've done that all the time.
We've done it all.
I've
half the
disappeared
time
for
barely
years at a
on it.
time.
We just do stuff on Discord in the meantime.
I'm too lazy to go back and read up on what's happened in the meantime.
You don't have to. It's like a freeform thing. So,
There's a lot of characters who don't actually get involved with story stuff,
Yeah.
like the Okuyamas.
There were people. Dracy gave me the title the Noob Eater because I would always like mess with the new people that were like, "Oh, look at me, I'm a hero." And there was a point where people wouldn't enter the chat while I had that character there. Or they would just, everybody would lurk and just watch. Like, the whole chat room would, like, go quiet and just watch.
You see, I at least have an in-character reason for that. It's because of the chair.
Oh, yeah,
The chair.
It's
Because
too
the chair is
lewd.
lewd. And the maids do not like the lewd. Makes them go...
They don't like the lewd. They're very anti-lewd, even though they're fetishized constantly.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the other thing that pops up a lot, is they're the least sexual character I can ever possibly have on pages. And yet they get the most ships.
I'm the one that lurks. I hide behind the corner.
I am the one who knocks.
I just like to watch because I really enjoy it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that like are like really cool and or grossed out by some of the things I've had Sick do. Thick. And then,
okay.
oh yeah, I totally forgot a character, Mary. How did I forget Mary? Mary Annetta, my
It's the most
puppeteer.
generic name out of all of them.
Marionetta? Yeah, Marionetta, my puppet character. Some people don't like spooky things. I have had the same experience with Janie Bell, the zombie trap. Yeah. You literally, like, full on, like, appear, though, with, like, a zombie swarm, and everybody's like, what do we do?
The fluffs know what to do. They eat.
No, you guys have... Wait, that was you, Siggy? Yeah, I played Mary, the living doll that also controlled puppets. That was me.
Hola. Hola, hola, señor. Hola.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, pendejo.
Orale.
Funny enough, that's actually one of maybe a handful.
I'm trying to think. There was a couple like really evil characters that I played, and Melanesia, Sixth Sister, who I haven't touched in
No.
forever. Mary was one. Flesh was kind of a short-lived one.
Ahotep.
She wasn't a. Ahotep wasn't a horror character though. Ahotep was the Egyptian.
She had scary good looks.
She was the best bestette character who worked at Castilla strip club. But how long have we been doing this? It is at almost 2 hours now.
Nearly 2 hours.
That's usually about where we try to cap
Yeah, it's
things.
usually where we cap things up. So we can end here. Anybody want to throw in some last minute things? Sure.
Maybe one of these days we'll talk about the characters that the people on roll pages may never see.
Oh, right.
Oh God, no. What doesn't happen on roll pages stays off of roll.
Hey,
Ferrets.
how's it going, Ferret? So, Felix. Trying to jump onto my head.
So, any last minute questions from our audience?
Anything you'd like to see us discuss next time?
That too.
Ugando.
I expect people to react instead of being timid or ignoring me. That's what I could. But what do you do? Yeah.
I remember I once had a moment where I had the fluffs go in and literally start eating babies just to see people would react. I got through 3
They
before
did,
someone
they
got
just-
annoyed.
Yeah, they ignored it in favor of a ball.
Do
A
not lose,
ball.
do not lose him. Okay, come here.
All right. We have a loose
Got a loose
ferret
cannon
going.
here.
Loose
Thing
cannon,
is-
yeah. All right, new video games that are coming out this month and just came out since the beginning of this month of the year. Well, that's a topic for another time, Abel. But all right, we're gonna close out now. Thank you for coming.
Yes, hope
You will
enjoy.
see us again
Thank you for
Monday
joining
talking
us.
about movies.
Yes, join
Movies,
us tomorrow
movies.
night for Filmosophy, where we discuss movies and things about movies and bullshit.
Bullshit.
And there may be ferrets.
And remember, Maduga Co. has maids and maid accessories.
Have a good
Take
night.
it, take it, take it, take it.
Take care.